Hey, it's Melissa. I have strabismus. Even if my eyes look straight right now, this is what they looked like 3 years ago. And a lot has happened between this picture and how my eyes look now. This video is going to be all about basically the process that I went through before and I ended up having strabismus surgery. So I went through vision therapy. I tried to do vision therapy on my own. I'm going to talk about the gains that I did make and then what ultimately led me to decide that strabismus surgery was also going to be part of the process. Head over to strabismussolutions.com/pre-VT and that'll give you the full article with all of these details, kind of the timeline and any details you would want to know. And I'm also going to ask you a favor because my birthday is coming up on March 25th and I am trying to get to 1,000 subscribers before that point. So do me a favor and hit that subscribe button if you like the content that I'm putting out. So to get started, I want to talk about the very first part of my journey, and that was when I tried to do it by myself. I was having some major vision problems and I went to an optometrist and he said I could start patching. So I was patching 4 to 5 hours a day. I was doing this while reading the Bible. I was reading scripture every day for an hour with my bad eye, trying so hard to strengthen my bad eye. I knew that my eye was weak, but I didn't realize that my eyes weren't pointing the same direction. In the process of all of the patching, I discovered vision therapy and that there was an actually vision therapy office within like 30 minutes of my house. So I went in, had my appointment, realized it was like the most amazing thing in the world and that this was finally an eye doctor who actually understood what I was going through and could actually help me. And then he told me how much it cost and I was kind of blown away and thought, this is way too expensive. There's no way. And so in the beginning, I just went in actually every 6 weeks and he gave me little things to do to help build my foundation. So we were doing things with primitive reflexes, tracking, just basic eye tracking. I was doing work with a red lens patch and anti-suppression. I was doing amblyoplasty, just trying to wake up because when I started, my right eye was out here. It was not working at all. I was completely suppressing what was happening for my right eye, only using my left eye. And so I had to wake up my right eye to begin with. And so it was like messing with my balance and all of that. But I tried to do it on my own. I was making up my own exercises. I was doing all sorts of things determined. I thought, I am a determined person. I can do this on my own. I don't need to pay the money. But after about 8 or 9 months, my optometrist, I was starting to get double vision, and my optometrist basically said, look, if you want to do this on your own, go do it on your own, but I'm not supporting this anymore. Like he just was like, it's gonna make it worse. You're gonna get double vision. If you want to do this, you either are coming in every week or you're not coming at all. And so he kind of gave me an ultimatum and I decided to go for it. And so we still compromised a little bit and I just went in every other week. For the first 10 weeks, I really saw no progress. I'm going to show you what a vectograph is. I think I've showed in some of these videos, but this is a vectograph. So it's 2 cards. And so when you're wearing these glasses, it looks like it's floating in the air, right? Well, when I first went, I saw nothing. I would look at this and I just saw one flat circle. I couldn't even see double vision, right? A lot of times people who don't have good binocular vision will see 2 and their brain doesn't know how to fuse it into 1, but I couldn't even see both of them. I just saw 1. We would try all sorts of things. I would wear glasses with prism, 35 diopters of prism, plus lenses. So this is like a +2. We were using +12, right? Is this looking cool enough yet? Plus the polarized glasses. And we would sit there and they'd move it all over and they'd be waving their hands and the optometrist and the vision therapist were in there at the same time. Nothing, right? For 10 weeks. Well, I guess it was like 5 appointments. And then finally, while I was wearing +12 lenses, this kind of thing, plus 35 diopter prisms and the polarized glasses, I saw a little flicker. I saw it flicker forward and my eyes straightened for just like this moment and the optometrist was like, that's it, do it again. And it was so exciting. And I didn't get that back for a while. A few weeks later, I was able to see it at home with only a 6.5 lens. And then by 28 weeks after working on it, I actually bought my own, because usually they're only in the office. I bought my own and I worked with it every single day with all these lenses, and it got better and better. I was able to start seeing it come a little forward, go a little back. And by 28 weeks, I was able to see the vectograph without the help of a prism and without the help of any plus lenses. And the depth I was getting still wasn't as good as it is today. I thought it was great back then, but now I realize that I was not all the way there, but I could definitely tell if the ring was floating in front or behind, the plastic card or this little blue sticker. And so that was really an exciting time. And so, that progress, like, oh yeah, it seems fast as I'm telling you now, but think 28 weeks, that's more than half of a year that I spent on one exercise. And we did a lot of other exercises, but that's how long it took for me to really see with stereo pretty consistently. It was about the same time that I experienced seeing 3D in the real world for the first time. I saw a flock of birds, and all of a sudden it was 3D, and I still remember that, and it still is like such a special thing to me because it was so amazing and brought tears to my eyes. I knew that my brain was using both eyes, and that happened around 20 weeks after starting my every other week vision therapy. I'd done like 8 months before that, but that was just after vision therapy. By 30 weeks, I was starting to learn how to straighten my eyes a little bit. They were getting a little straighter. I'll show a picture to kind of compare. You can see that my one eye is starting to come in, and I even started being able to straighten them on command. And they weren't necessarily perfectly straight, but they were getting there, especially at near. At distance, I couldn't, but at near, I was able to straighten my eyes. And about 36 weeks, this was in January 2020, my optometrist convinced me that weekly appointments were going to make a really big difference. And so I started going in every single week and just dedicated everything to vision therapy and took it so seriously. I started doing like virtual reality with optics trainer and was doing like a paid subscription at home. I was doing the Brock string and just all these different exercises, working really hard on improving my eyes working together because I was able to start using them together. I just couldn't do it at all distances. I could only do it, up close. And so I was like extending those distances and being able to straighten my eyes without straining. But that was kind of the problem that I was facing. Even as I kept doing therapy and I would make these small gains, the progress was so slow. So at this time, I was writing articles every single week about my vision therapy, the progress I was making, what homework exercises I was given, and all of that's on my blog. But I was going through it and I'm realizing how many times I used the word force. I was constantly saying I can force my eyes straight, and I was so excited about it. But I started to realize that I couldn't force my eyes for the rest of my life. Like, sure, I could force my eyes straight, but once I was doing that, it was hard for me to maintain a conversation, do it while walking, definitely not while playing sports. Like, it just took so much energy to straighten my eyes that I couldn't keep them straight. I ultimately decided to go with surgery. So there was a couple major reasons that went into that. First, my optometrist who did my vision therapy and my ophthalmologist who I trust greatly, he's a super awesome guy, both of them agreed that I'd made about as much progress as I was going to make with vision therapy on its own. And it was that if I got surgery, it was going to help me progress a lot faster and help me do it with a more relaxed gaze so I wasn't always straining to try to see better. That was like one of the main reasons. I guess that combines with reason two. So one, because my doctors thought it was a good time. Number two, I wanted to be able to use both eyes and have 3D when I was relaxed because I knew that it would be something that I could actually apply into my everyday life, not just, straighten my eyes for a conversation or for a picture, but actually have my eyes be straight and have 3D all the time. And then the third reason, and probably the most important reason, is that I prayed about it. And I am a religious person, and I just felt like God told me that surgery was going to be part of my process, and I trusted that and just went for it. So between those three things, I went for it. I had surgery. You can see all of my videos about all the surgical process, and it got my eyes so much closer to being straight. And I've still continued doing vision therapy after, and I can tell you I can do it from a relaxed state now. I can see so much more depth. I thought I was getting amazing depth perception before, but it's so much more clear, and the stereo that I get is so much better now. It has made a really big difference. Are there things that have been harder? Yes. I don't feel like I can move my eyes out to the sides as easily. It's something I have to work on constantly because I'm sure there's scar tissue and all sorts of other things. But ultimately, overall, it has been a huge positive in helping me get my eyes working together and keeping them straight. This is totally possible for you too. Some people don't need surgery in the mix, right? Some people can do it all with vision therapy, or some people just choose surgery because that's what they want to do. I don't know what the right answer is for you, but I do offer consults where people give me a lot of their background information and where they're at, and I do a Zoom call and we talk about where you are, where you can go, and what some of the potential solutions might be for you. So if you're interested in that, there's a lot more information at strabismussolutions.com/consult. And I'd love to work with you if that's something that you think would be helpful, if you're looking to straighten your eyes and learn to use both of them together. And that's all for now. Keep your eyes out for more videos coming every Friday, and be sure to like and subscribe.